young woman surrounded by enemies, betrayal, and danger in a world where power belonged almost entirely to men. Now imagine that woman ruling England for 45 years, defeating foreign empires, surviving assassination plots, and shaping history so powerfully that her era still carries her name. This is Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, the mastermind, and honestly, one of the smartest players the political game has ever seen. Elizabeth was born in 1533 to King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Sounds royal, right? Not exactly. When Elizabeth was just 2 years old, her mother was executed. Just like that, Elizabeth went from princess to almost forgotten. She was declared illegitimate and pushed out of favor. But here's the thing, Elizabeth didn't crumble. She studied, she observed, she learned how dangerous power could be. By her teenage years, she spoke Latin, Greek, French, and Italian fluently. While others underestimated her, she was quietly leveling up. Before she ever wore a crown, Elizabeth was locked in the Tower of London. She was accused of plotting against her half-sister, Queen Mary I. Execution was a real possibility. Most people would panic. Elizabeth stayed calm, careful, and strategic. When Mary died in 1558, Elizabeth became queen at just 25 years old, young, female, and powerful, and surrounded by powerful men who doubted her. Big mistake. Everyone wanted Elizabeth to marry. Advisors, parliament, foreign kings. She refused. Every single one. Why? Because marriage meant giving power away. Elizabeth flipped the script. She used marriage proposals as political leverage, keeping enemies guessing and allies hopeful. She famously declared, "I am married to the Kingdom of England. No husband, no king above her. Just pure authority." That move alone, straight up boss energy. In 1588, Spain, the strongest naval power in the world, sent a massive fleet to invade England. The odds were not in Elizabeth's favor. But she didn't back down. She rode out to her troops and delivered one of the most iconic speeches in history, saying, "I know I have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king." Long story short, England won. Spain lost big time. That victory turned Elizabeth into a living legend. Elizabeth's reign became known as the Elizabethan Golden Age. This was the era of William Shakespeare, global exploration, artistic explosion, national pride. She supported the arts, encouraged education, and strengthened England's identity. Under Elizabeth, England stopped playing defense and started making bold moves on the world stage. She didn't just rule England, she rebranded it. Elizabeth understood something modern leaders still struggle with. Image matters. She controlled how she was portrayed. Always youthful, always powerful, always in control. White makeup, Elaborate gowns, symbolic portraits. It was all intentional. She turned herself into a symbol, almost myth-like. Honestly, she mastered personal branding centuries before social media. Queen Elizabeth I ruled in a world stacked against her and still dominated it. She survived betrayal, refused to be controlled, and led with intelligence, confidence, and strategy. She proved that power doesn't come from force alone. It comes from knowing when to fight, when to wait, and when to outthink everyone else in the room. Queen Elizabeth I wasn't just a queen. She was a game changer.